This ritual has been passed down throughout centuries and originates from the British Isles during the Middle Ages, where it was viewed as devil worship by Puritans and as a way to protect your home by those who knew what was really standing in their fields. If completed successfully, the ritual will ensure you 1 year of safety, physical, fiscal, and/or mental, depending on the events during the ritual. You will need a house in the countryside, preferably with a field of crops out back. Technically, all that's required is a large backyard. The larger the better. But success has only come from houses in the countryside. A candle. Attempting to use a flashlight, cell phone, or any other electronic source of light will be unsuccessful, causing the light source to flicker and die after only a few seconds, which is why either a candle, an oil lamp, or any sort of non-electric illumination is required. A crucifix. I'll explain why later. A watch or a clock to carry around with you. Again, cell phones will not work during the ritual. To begin the ritual, make sure it's late enough for no one to be around outside, and make sure that the sun has set. The being the ritual is based around will not appear if anyone other than the summoner is around to detect his presence. The earliest successful summon was at 9 o'clock. Light your candle, go out into your yard, and whisper 7 times. But who will scare the crows away? While facing the house. On the 7th whisper, you should hear from behind you. That's not your biggest problem. Walk back to the house without looking back. As soon as you reach the house, get inside and close the door. Now the ritual begins. Everything in your house that can open, has. Take your crucifix into a room with only one door, close the door and leave it there. This will be your safe room in case the ritual goes wrong. Make sure that all the doors, cupboards, cabinets, and whatever else that can be opened is closed in there. If he gets into your safe room, you're doomed. Your goal is to close everything that is opened before your watch reaches midnight. This sounds easy in description, but think about it. Every bag, every door, every window, every container in your house is just opened. The challenge isn't closing them all, it's remembering them. As you make your way through your darkened house, you'll notice that out of the corner of your eye, you'll be able to see a man, dressed in a simple farmer's clothes. His skin is ash grey. Don't look at him, and whatever you do, do not look directly into his eyes. But don't be afraid of him. This is not the man in the fields. He's merely a herald, a referee of sorts, to make sure that you're closing every container. He will be following you, but will not get in your way. Make sure not to look out into your backyard. If you do, you will notice that there's a scarecrow that wasn't there. Its head is a cow's skull, and its limbs are impossibly long versions of a human being's arms and legs. While the skin on its arms and legs is pale, they are not scalatial. The only thing that is missing is a head. If you fail the ritual, or do not reach your safe room in time, he will take yours. The reason I was telling you not to look out at the backyard is that you will notice this scarecrow, and he will also notice you. He will then begin to get off of his post. This is the man in the fields. Now, if you don't look in the backyard and don't see the post and scarecrow, you will have until midnight to complete the ritual. If you are 100% sure that everything in your house that can be opened is closed, make your way to your bed and go to sleep. For exactly 1 year, you will have complete and total safety in everything you do. Depending on when you started the ritual, of course. If you started at 3 hours from midnight, you will only be completely physically safe. A lot of people have used this to elongate their lives past where they would normally end. People like cancer patients and the elderly. If you started 2 hours from midnight, you will not only be physically safe, but financially safe for a year. You could quit your job and still never have a need for money. Either you win the lottery or people just feel compelled to give you things. However, you will need to set up a plan for the end of the year, as your safety will wear off then, and you will lose all the money that you have won. Make sure to either set up a business or make some small investments. If you started the ritual 1 hour from midnight and somehow managed to finish it, highly unlikely, you will be completely and totally safe for 1 year. None of your actions will ever have any negative consequences. I'd tell you not to do anything immoral, but if you're going to go through your entire house in 1 hour and somehow manage to close all the boxes, doors, windows, cupboards, bags, cabinets and drawers, then you can do whatever the hell you want. If you did look out the backyard, if you did see the man in the fields, if you looked out at the backyard and the man in the fields got off his scarecrow post, he will look at you. He will then begin sprinting. You have 1 minute at most to get to your safe room. Run inside and lock it tight. Double check to see if everything is closed inside. You do not want him getting in. You will have to endure him scratching and clawing at the door, shrieking threats and promises of mercy if you open it. Whatever he says or does, do not open the door. There is no circumstance in which you should leave your safe room to confront the man in the fields. Good luck, and stay safe. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to leave a like. And if you want to hear more stories like it, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon. That way you'll never miss a story. Oh, and if you haven't already, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with the latest goings on the channel.